Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Essential Reason once again. So today we're back with another video, but today's video is very different. Today you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to subscribe. You don't even have to comment. You don't have to do anything. Why? Because I'm giving you the freedom of volition, freedom of choice. Right? Sometimes don't you hate it when people always tell us what to do? Right? Sometimes, whenever my mom tells me something or whenever someone else tells me to do something, I'm like, who are you to control me, right? Like my mom, sometimes you get real rebellious when your parents tell you to do something, like go take out the trash, go do this, go do that, right? It and what do? You do the opposite. You don't do it. You don't want to do it, right? So our topic, right, is related, right, to what I'm about to say to you, right? It's a form of tricking someone. It's a form of manipulation. But what if, right? What if my mom stops telling me, right, to take out the trash? What if she stopped telling me to sweep the floor? Right? Am I gonna do it on my own? Right? Sometimes when you're not told what to do, or you're told the opposite of what to do, that's what you do. Am I right? So, and what I'm telling you right now is related to what we're gonna talk about. So today, right, we're gonna be talking about reverse psychology. So, what is reverse psychology, right? It's just the act of tricking someone to do something, right? I've seen this in a lot of movies, right? In a lot of cartoons, right? They have those ideas that, they have the oops moment, right? Like, they have the big red button that you're not supposed to push and like, oops, right? And then you're tempted, right? You're tempted to push it. Like, it's like that's what reverse psychology is, right? Do not push, but they do it anyways. Why? Because if it's the opposite of what they're told to do. You have that temptation. So basically, reverse psychology is some sort of trick. I guess it's a form of manipulation as well, because you're tricking someone to do something. Why? The reason why people do the opposite of what they're told, because they are what? Reacting. They have a reaction, right? So if a child, right, is throwing a tantrum, is misbehaving, what do, right? You do not let the child, right, dictate your behavior. You don't tell them to do anything, right? And eventually, right, the child will get tired. The child will stop, right? Because it's temporary, right? They might throw a tantrum, they might do this, they might do that, but if they know, right? If the child knows, right? They cannot dictate your behavior, right? Then they are forced, right, to be quiet, right? So they will do it, right? It's an act. It's like you trick, right, the child to doing something that you want them to do, right? So it's because the reason why most people, right, don't like being told what to do, right? It's because they felt controlled, right? They felt manipulated, right? They felt that their freedom, right, of choice, right, has been threatened, has been limited, right? So it's limited. Uh, you don't have free will. The reason why God gave us free will is for the same reason. He doesn't want to what? Control us, right? But he does, right? God have the power to control us. But it's the same thing with love. Do you try to control someone? Right? No, it's not real love. That's not what you call real love. And so, it's the same thing, right? God wants us to take the initiative, right? The action. He wants us to do it on our own will. And reverse psychology is the same way. The person who's trying to use this trick, this tactic, right? This reverse psychology, they wanted you, right, to do it on your own will without them telling you, right? So sometimes, parents tells us to do something, especially kids, right? Like to eat vegetables, right? What do kids do? They don't eat vegetables, right? They do the opposite of what they're told, right? Again, right? The freedom of volition, the freedom of choice, right? It's threatened, or it makes you feel uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable for someone to tell you, right, what to do. And I've always hated that as a person. Even when my friends, they try to control me, they try to manipulate me, I hate that, when they do this kind of thing. But what if, right, you can trick them, right? So if someone doesn't want to do what you want to do, then don't tell them what to do. They'll do it on their own, and eventually they'll realize it on their own. And this is what you call reactance, right? They are reacting to what you're saying. So sometimes, right, when we are told something, then we do the opposite of what we're told, right? You can persuade someone to do something by not telling them to do it. It's either you're not telling them to do it, or you're telling them the opposite. So let's say that, right, I tell my friend, right, that she has, right, her hair looks bad, right? What does she do? She makes it stay that way, right? Her hair looks bad, because she cut it, right? She cut her hair and it looks bad. But what does she do? She does the opposite. She keeps the hair. So then the next time I see her, what do I tell her? Your hair looks good. And then all of a sudden, right, she does the opposite of what she was told to do, right? So this is what you call, right, reverse psychology. It's because, the feeling, it gives you the feeling that you can't tell me what to do. I'll decide whatever I want to do, right? It's my life. I'll make the choice. Don't tell me what to do, right? It's the same way, it's the same way with our parents. It's like, we as a child, you don't like them telling you what to do. You don't like them dictating your behavior, who we should be, what kind of courses we should take in college, how, we face life on our own. Sometimes we do like the opposite of what they want. Like for example, right, or let's say my parents wants me to become an engineer or a nurse, but that's not something I want to do, so I'll do the opposite, right? By picking a different major, right? I'll pick a different major. So that's why, it's just the idea, right? The idea that you want to regain that freedom, right? Even the government sometimes, when they tell people what to do, right, they tell people not to protest, right, because of the pandemic. But what do? They protest. But what if we told them, well, you can protest, go ahead? Are they gonna do the opposite? Probably, most likely, depending on the situation, right? So sometimes my mom would tell me, right, go clean your room, and you do the opposite, right, of what you're told. What if, right, my mom stopped telling me to do something, right? Are you gonna do it on your own? It's called reactance, or you're reacting to what the person is saying. So it's a trick, right? Can I tell or my audience? So let's say I told my audience here on YouTube, oh, please subscribe to my channel, please do this, please do that. What are they gonna do? Are they most likely gonna subscribe, or are they gonna do the opposite? Sometimes whenever I tell people, please, can you share your thoughts, your opinions, can you comment in the description below? Right, most of the times they don't do it, right? But what if, right? But what if I didn't tell you to do anything? What if I told you to do the opposite? Please, right? Please don't comment. Please don't share your thoughts. Please don't share your opinions, right? Please, right? It's like the big red button. Do not push, right? Do not push. Well, and if I tell my subscribers to subscribe, what is the results? Right? Will they subscribe? And how many of them will subscribe? But if I told them not to do anything, if I didn't tell them at all, would they subscribe? Right? That is the idea of reverse psychology, right? Telling someone to do something, right? Or telling someone to do the opposite of what they're told to do. It's like tricking them, right? It's the same thing. You can trick someone, right? Let's pretend a popsicle. It's not really a popsicle. It's a different kind of popsicle. So you show them the real, okay, so this is the popsicle, and then you just swap it, right? It's the same thing. It's just a tricking method. Psychology, right? Psychology is it's a vast, it's wide, there is a lot of things that you could talk about in terms of psychology. And one of the things that I was always interested in is psychology, right? And philosophy, answering different questions. How, why, how can I do things, how can I survive life, how can, this friend, that friend, right? Of course, right? I hope that you guys would subscribe, but I'm not, based on the video, I'm not gonna tell you to do that, right? So, guys, reverse psychology, it's just coercing, right? Coercing someone to do something, to act a certain way, right? To make them, right? Trick them, right? Tricking them into doing it. Actually, I've seen this in a lot of dramas, in a lot of movies, and they say, how do you discipline, right? How do you discipline someone? How do you discipline a child, right? You don't tell them anything, right? Because they'll do it on their own, right? Reverse psychology, tricking them, right? You don't want to study? Okay, then don't study. What will they do? They're gonna study, of course, right? So reverse psychology, and I will be trying, right? I will be trying reverse psychology. It's a trick. Anyways, I will be trying reverse psychology for maybe a month. So I will not tell my audience to subscribe. I will not tell my audience to comment. Will they comment on their own? And once, I have the results, I will let you guys know. So I hope, right, that you guys, right, think this content is worthy. And if not, alright, if not worthy, okay, it's fine. Either way, right, I hope you guys enjoy this video, because I did, right? So, it's just like auto suggestion, right? Changing the way how you think, right? Changing the way you view yourself, right? Changing, your self-worth, or knowing your worth. It's the same way. It's just tricking yourself, right? Instead of tricking someone else to do it, it's like tricking yourself, right? Making yourself believe, right, that you are capable, right? That you can do this, that you can do that. So it's just the same way. Auto-suggestion. It's just like auto-suggestion. It's a trick. And reverse psychology is also a trick, except it's a trick to make someone else do something. But auto-suggestion is just hypnotizing yourself or making yourself believe or tricking yourself or manipulating yourself into believing, right? Into believing or changing how you see yourself, right? Believing that you are worthy, you have this self-worth. So it's the same thing, changing your language, changing the way you see yourself, changing your... So basically, it's just basically tricking yourself instead of tricking someone else. So auto-suggestion and reverse psychology, they're kind of the same thing, except who are you tricking, yourself or someone else, right? So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and if you like this content, then great. If not, oh well, right? And thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.